Getting ready to go live here.
There we go.
And you know that because the live button came on. That's why I got you around that. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is 12, look at that, 12 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. This is our Chat with the Chief session for the month of March. We'll have some conversations today. We're going to go from about 12 to 1, and then I'm going to be back this evening. Now, a little switch to this evening. We usually do it from 6 to 7. We're going to do 5:30 to 6:30. Is that right, Matt? There's a surprise party that I need to stop by and make sure that I say some happy birthday wishes to. So I'm going to do that around, that party's around 6:30. So I just got to make sure I got travel time to get there. So we're just going to move our Chat with the Chief session up. So 12 to 1 today, and then I'll be back this evening from 5:30 to 6:30. So I would ask if anyone is tuned on yet, that you would just send us a quick message or send me a message or a post. Let me know that the visual is okay. And I just mean that it's on, not, you're right. The visual is okay. But take your face off. That the visual is okay and that it sounds, the audio is okay. Well, I did move a little bit around today, so I hope I didn't mess anything up. But anything you could get or let me know, I would greatly appreciate it. We'll go forward. So, Alex, thank you. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here today. Doug, you said you thought the mayor's comment to reduce violence by 15% was achievable. How will this happen, and is there progress establishing the Office of Community Safety? Doug, great to hear from you. So, I've gotten a lot of calls about the State of the City address. I thought the mayor did a great job, laid out kind of the plans for the city. So what we're shooting for is a 15% reduction in gun violence, primarily in our homicides. We had a bad year last year. So that's our goal. We have had some conversation about, we're always trying to reduce, and one homicide is too many. Do I think it is achievable? Yes. I always think it's achievable. But I be very, very honest. Let me say this, my friend. The police department cannot do it alone. If the question is, can the police department reduce gun violence, primarily homicides, in our city by 15%? By themselves, the answer is no. Can we do it with the community's input, with our faith leaders, with our fire department, with social services, human services, with the schools, with grassroots organizations, with neighborhoods, with the Boys and Girls Clubs? The answer is yes, but it has to be collective. It can't be siloed. We have to work together. I will tell you today, hot off the press, Doug, I haven't put anything out or said anything. I wouldn't say that I'm superstitious, but I will tell you that today, this time last year, we had incurred 8 homicides in our city. This year, thus far, we have 3. Now, that's 3 too many. Please don't get me wrong. Those numbers are people. They're family members. They're victims, and they impact our communities and our neighborhoods. But I want to look also at the numbers because I want to know if our strategies are making an impact or do we need to tweak those. So we've got about, right now in homicides, we're almost through the first quarter of the year, right? First 3 months. Right now we're sitting at about a 62 or 63% decrease in homicides. Violent crime is down 13%. Overall crime is down about 12.5%. But we're really focusing on shootings and homicides, especially our homicide number. Shootings, right? Gun violence are shootings. This time last year, we had, I think the number is 16. I just looked at the numbers yesterday, but it was 16. And today, this so far, shootings, individual, non-fatal, right? Shot in the arm, leg, non-fatal. I believe we're about a 46% decrease in our shootings. We're early on, but we got off to a very, very good start. People say, Chief, what do you attribute that to? Community involvement, community engagement, hard work of detectives, faith leaders, churches, midnight basketball, grassroots organizations, Boys and Girls Club, school engagement. All of those things playing together, I think, play a role, right? No, not one of those is the fix-all, but collectively, I think we're moving in the right direction. Some things we put into place the last quarter of the year slowed things down, stemmed the tide if I'm looking at graphs and charts. And I think we've still getting some of the benefit of some things we put in place last year. and then carried over, and some things that I'm going to kind of hold close to the vest right now, but things we have set for May as we move into the summer. So we're already making those plans now. But yeah, I think it is an obtainable goal, but I want to reiterate two things. We cannot do it by ourselves. It has to be a collective. It has to be a Newport News effort, and the mayor is committed. And I think that's why that he made that bold prediction. That's where he wants us to be. And we, like I said, we have good conversations, but I understand. But we can't do it by ourselves. It has to be collective. It has to be a Newport News effort. The second thing I would say is I believe, I know that those numbers, when we talk about last year's numbers, this year's number, those are people. Those are victims. Those are family members. It doesn't matter the race, doesn't matter the zip code, their beliefs, gender. Those are victims. And I know it affects our city. I know it affects the detectives. It affects me. It affects families, our neighborhood communities. It affects our mayor, because I wake him up and call him on each and every one. It affects our city manager. We have those conversations. We were on the phone early this morning having some conversations. So that's a great question. I appreciate it. And I'm asking everybody to play a part. Neighbors, right? If you see something, to say something, to be engaged, to be involved. Let us check things out. If it turns out to be nothing, that's great. But I believe together that we absolutely can reach that goal and beyond. But it's not going to be easy. We didn't get here overnight. It's a long haul. But I have faith in this department. I have faith in our citizens. I have faith in this city. But collectively, yes, we can. And that, I just wanted to kind of update you on the progress. That's a great, right off the bat, man, that's a great question. That's usually about midway through, but you fired right off with it. So thank you for that, my friend. All right, so did I miss anybody before I start going through? Go back up. Alex says it's good. Linda, all good. Chief, thank you. I appreciate that. Robin, good afternoon, Chief. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Lisa, how is the what? Fentanyl. Lisa, do you mean like overdoses? If I'm understanding the question correctly, Lisa, if you're asking about overdoses and death, fentanyl, cocaine, heroin overdoses, that's a number in category that we also track. We track it by where we at. I also want to know where we're at in the region, kind of where we're at in the state. And then we also do it geographically. I want to know, is there one particular area of our city that is getting hit harder than others? And I will tell you, there's not. When I looked at a map just yesterday of overdoses from last year and this year, and it just evenly dispersed in our city. And it tells me that it affects all walks of life. We even break it down by race and age. And there is no one age, there's no one race that it's more dominant in. Individuals that partake in narcotics, or even those that have been decriminalized that have fentanyl in it, right? The exposure and the ingestion. And we had 2 children last year, young children, that had exposure and regrettably did not make it. So when you say how is it, it's still a great concern. We still try to look at new strategies. I think the younger we start, the better. Awareness, working with our federal partners as well, getting new information, where are we seeing streams come in from, where are we individuals that we arrest, and those that will cooperate and tell us where they got it from, or where they bring it in from, to not only Newport News but Virginia, relationships with the state police and our federal agencies. But that is a real issue, and I will tell you, it's when we go through the numbers every Monday, we go through our stats, our data, if you will, evidence-based, right? Every Thursday and every Monday at 10 o'clock, every Monday at 1 o'clock and every Thursday at 1 o'clock, I'm reviewing our shootings, our homicide, our crime data, our clearance rates, active cases, where we're at, and our overdose. So that is also a great question. I wish I had a better answer for you. I can just tell you that individuals that do overdose and that are saved, by Narcan, that our officers have that, our paramedics have that we're debriefing them and asking individuals if they'll cooperate and give us some information. We do purity tests from time to time when we seize it. The DEA will let us know the purity levels. We look at other narcotics that may contain that. So those are kind of some of the strategies that we're using. I'm also very concerned about officers who come in contact with it when they're doing searches or recoveries, right? So it's all, man, you guys are locked in. 2 very, very hot topics. that are very, very real conversations that we've had just last week and this week. Thank you for that, Lisa. Linda, good afternoon. Hoping everyone is safe on the first day of spring. It is, yeah, the first day of spring. I will tell you, wasn't it beautiful weather this weekend? I got to go and attend one Easter egg hunt on Saturday up at Riverview Park, and then great weather on Sunday. And then, my gosh, I walked out of here last night. I had to come back in early into the morning, late last night, carrying over. And I was like, man, this feels like 20 degrees cooler. So it is the first day of spring. It's a good feeling. We just had, I just got to talk to our new recruit class. Our new recruit class that's graduating on Friday. So I guess they're not new, but that's exciting to me. They have their graduation on Friday, First Baptist Church tomorrow, Friday at 10 a.m. Community is certainly invited. I will tell you, I'm sitting in the class, and a couple days before they graduate, myself and the other three chiefs, we just have a conversation with them and try to encourage them and give them some advice. And for me, my advice to them was, the best thing you have, it's not going to be the number of arrests you make, traffic tickets you write. It's going to be the lives you impact, people that you help and come in contact along the way. And so I'm looking at the class, and I'll talk about this on Friday as well, but the diversity, it's overwhelming. People that speak Arabic, Spanish. Our goal is to have 10% of our class that speak Spanish, right? Nothing against Rosetta Stone, right? But that come in speaking Spanish. We met that mark again. The recruiters are doing amazing work. The females that are in the class, it's just a very, very, very diverse class. And if you watch, I encourage you to come to graduation because it's an event in our city. Individuals that are willing to serve citizens and some of the things that they have to face, things that they see, I wish no one had to. I could not be, probably one of the best days as a chief is graduation day when you see new officers, right? Future. We talk about reimagining law enforcement and public safety. We can create all the programs we want. We can create all the policies and procedures, and that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But what changes law enforcement is new individuals that come in with the right heart about service. And we got a class of 23 that are going to walk across the stage on Friday at 10 o'clock. Their test scores, they have to pass the final test to meet the requirement for the state. I got calls from the state late yesterday afternoon, some of the highest averages that we've ever had. So I'm excited. If you have time on Friday to come out for about an hour and 15 minutes, the graduation, it's really something, and I certainly invite you to it. Let's scroll back up a little bit, Matt. Let me just kind of catch up. And you may have already got me.
Yeah.
Linda, I got good. Carrie, good morning, Carrie. I know you're having some ailments and challenges. I hope you're feeling better. Thoughts and prayers are with you. Appreciate all you do for the department, sitting on our Youth Supports Review Board, sitting on our interview panels when we make our selections for promotions. You play a role in that. And I just thoughts and prayers, quick recovery, feel better, certainly need you, and appreciate all you do for this department and this community. Sarah, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that. Maria, you're telling me things. I'm telling you things. Thanks for joining us today, this afternoon, and being here. It means a lot. I appreciate that. Let me go up one more before that. Okay, Matt. Are you going to the new written test soon? Old one I took was hard and went to work for you. Well, Matt, so we don't get to pick the test. The state, the Department of Criminal Justice Services, which is a state entity that oversees police department, sheriff's department training, right? They have a state test that is given. We don't pick that. They have to pick it. But I will tell you, if you're in the academy, they're going to teach you everything that's on that test, right? It's not like you're going to get like, oh, what is this, right? They're going to teach you the concepts. The academy's 7 months long, and the test is not easy, but it is. I mean, right? We're not just handing those diplomas out. But yeah, so there's not. The police department doesn't create that. That is given at the state level. But the instructors, I think, are some of the best in the state. Will prepare you for that test, if that makes sense. Lisa, so The numbers are the same. I know getting awareness of the dangers of fentanyl in the schools and colleges is important. That's a great point. Very good. And families need to have these talks with their family members. Lisa, you're exactly right. I think sometimes what can law enforcement do? What can law enforcement do? And that's why I talked about the first question I got today about a 15% reduction in our homicides. How do we do that? We can't do it alone. You're exactly right. And our pastors and ministers from our pulpits and synagogues and our churches and places of worship, our schools, fire department, police department, grassroots organization, returning citizens, city management, everybody plays a role. Right? Everybody plays a role in talking about awareness. It starts at home, those conversations, encouraging Boys and Girls Club, encouraging drug awareness, and it's all worth it if we save one life. So, Lisa, I tell you, you need to be sitting beside me. But those are great points, and I really appreciate that. It's good conversation. Sarah, what about the lives you impact by not helping? I'm not sure what you mean, Sarah. I can tell you there are 187,000 citizens in our city. We are a department that has the opportunity to staff 472 officers. We're not going to be everywhere. A lot of times we get called after something happens. Do the best we can to investigate those things. The sooner we get the information, the better. And I wish we could be everywhere. I wish that we had information and witnesses and camera footage of everything that happens in our city. It just doesn't happen that way. We still have to go through a court system and magistrate, a grand jury system, do the investigation, calls for service that we have. We're authorized 472 officers. We're about 30, 40 officers short. And then if you've got 30 or 40 in the academy, that's about 60 or 70, 80 individuals I don't have on the street that I need to be. So are we going to get it right every time? Absolutely not. We're hiring, but are we going to be at every? Absolutely not. Are we going to prevent every crime, every act of violence? No, we're not. Again, we can't do it on our own. So when you talk about people that we're not helping, it can't just be law enforcement. It has to be a whole city effort. Linda, congratulations to them. Be safe. And I was 31 when I left to work at 6 a.m. I was what? 31 degrees. 31 degrees today. Let me tell you, when I walked out of here last night, I was like, what in the world? It's like the temperature completely changed. So yeah, I absolutely have to live. Okay. Yep, I'm going to give it one more, and then we're going to move on. When people have to live through because law enforcement doesn't help. Yeah, Sarah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not trying to skip your question, but what I'm saying is, I'm not going to spend the whole time on one topic. If you want to send me your number, I'll be glad to call you if there's an issue or concern. But I want to try to get to each question or the information I want to share. But if I think I got the right wording right, they can direct message? If you direct message a number and your name and number, I will call you myself because I'm not really exactly sure what topic we're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about in broad or here or in the past. So if you can clarify it for me, but I don't want to certainly air all that out on this system, but I'll be glad to talk with you and see. But what I can tell you this, Sarah, is that we can't be everywhere, but we do the best we can. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. There's only so many officers and so many man hours. And if the response is, we want law enforcement to fix it all, I can tell you that it's not going to happen. And that's what my conversations with the mayor, to get these type of reductions, it has to be a team effort, right? It has to be individuals involved. I even need witnesses to come forward. I need witnesses and victims to cooperate. Oftentimes, we kind of pull back, and I understand that for whatever reason, right? Chief, we live in this neighborhood after you. I totally get it. But it cannot just lay at the feet of law enforcement. It has to be a group effort. I think that's played a part in some of the reductions we've had so far this year. The great God has really blessed us where we've gotten off to a great start, and I believe a lot of people have come forward. So, I'm excited about what this year holds. And I know we're only into this about 2-3 months, but I'm optimistic. We have to be, right? We have to be. The DARE program seems to have died. Yeah, Lisa. So yeah, there's not a lot of DARE programs around. We try to have interaction through other entities. I have an officer at every high school and every middle school, but that's one of the things when we lose manpower. I've got to make sure I have officers on the street to respond to 911 calls. I've got to make sure that we're doing traffic enforcement, and we need to be doing more of it, quite frankly. But we have to make cutbacks. I saw a department just yesterday in the center of our state that talked about certain type of calls that they're not going to respond to anymore. I think we have a pretty active outreach with youth, but we really partner a lot with the Boys and Girls Club, especially in the summer. Work with their programs that they have in the summer, and then we have some programs in the evening. Youth camps that we have, we work with high school kids and middle school kids. We have a young adult police commissioner program, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior from every high school. Matter of fact, at our graduation ceremonies, we always have a high school student that is a guest speaker. And I think we have a 10th grader that will be our guest speaker this Friday. And I don't know if you'll see that anywhere else in the state. That's pretty impressive to me. So I'm looking forward to that. I meant the test to get into the department. I took yours and it was really hard. But when I took the new one for Prince George, I get in. So I was just wondering if you were going. Oh, I see what you're saying for the department. No, we do review it and take a look at it, Matt. I don't know what other departments have. There are different versions to get in to join the department. But I think ours is kind of geared towards what we know that the state's going to look at that final test. But we do review it. But I will tell you, I don't. Are you in? I don't know if you're an officer in Prince George or if you'd like to come work with us. We'd love to have you. I'd encourage you not to quit, to keep trying, because we're looking for good people. And we might even have some study guides that could help you prepare a little bit better. I don't know if you missed a couple questions or by how much, but yeah, I would. We are always recruiting, always looking for officers. We have an academy starting in April, and then we'll do an academy probably in August or September. We try to do a new academy about every 4 months, so don't give up. Chief, I'm the mom of a child that died to fentanyl poisoning. Oh my gosh, Lisa. So it explains your passion. It explains your questions, and I get it. I'm not trying to, I don't want to push too hard. I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know how old your child was, if they were infant or young, and I'm not pushing you to disclose anything. I will just tell you that it is not age specific. It is not race or geographical. It's not gender specific. Haunted by those numbers that I look at of overdoses. And like I said, not just here, around the 7 cities, the chiefs and I, when we get together, fentanyl overdoses is one of the things we talk about. And it's just a hard, people, whatever they go through in life and choices, and you just don't know what's in some of the chemicals and drugs that are used today. And so my heart goes out to you, and I am so sorry. I am just so sorry. So you've had some really good questions, and maybe, Lisa, maybe there's something that we can do, you and the department, maybe some messaging, maybe people expect the chief of police or officers in uniform to give out information to say what we should say about drug use and fentanyl, but sometimes a mother who's lost a loved one to that, and I'm not trying to put you in any sit, but that might be a bigger impact to people. So if that's maybe something that you'd like to partner with us, and maybe when we go to have community conversations, we're sitting beside each other. We talk to high school students, young people. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in doing, but you have a powerful message. And like I said, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry. But if in that death or that loss, there's the ability to help someone else, wow, that's powerful. I don't know why you're quoting numbers of the department. I sat with you in headquarters conference room, and you wouldn't help. Well, Sarah, I guess we would probably look at that differently. There are certain things we can do and certain things we can't do, and there's got to be all kinds of elements to a crime. But I'm not going to put your business out here. I understand we might be able to agree and disagree. But sometimes we don't get the results that people want or think they should get or should have. But like I said, I'm not going to put it out here. So like I said, if you want me to call you, if you put your number in, I'll be glad to shoot you a call and we can talk. But I'm not going to go back and forth, and I don't want to embarrass or put anything out like that. So I wish we could solve every crime. I wish we got every result that people felt like, but it's just not always that. We have to go where the evidence is, right? Lynn, hello again, Chief. I'm in Philadelphia now, waiting for my flight from San Diego. See you all on graduation. I'm so excited. Matter of fact, I just talked to your son. I went around the room and asked where people were coming from. He commented on you, and I am excited to meet you. I will tell you that every individual who walks across that stage on Friday, every single one will remember the moment, and they will remember who pins their badge on their chest, and the person who pins that badge will always remember that day. We had myself and the other chiefs were down there, and I asked, all the chiefs knew who pinned them. I remember when my father pinned my first badge on me, and I'm telling you, it is a great day. Please have a safe flight. But I just talked to your son about 30 minutes ago. We actually have our department cookout today for them. So they're down there grubbing on some hamburgers and hot dogs off the grill. I hope the instructors did a pretty good job on the grill, but they know what they're doing. So safe travels. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Brenda, all I see on here is why the police and the other departments are not doing enough. I'm sorry, but things need to start at home. Parents need to teach their children. It's not just accept the police department to step in. So Brenda, I appreciate that, and I'll go back to the very first question. It really kind of set the tone for this conversation today, right? How are we going to achieve that goal? It has to be collaborative effort. Everybody plays a role. Citizens are responsible for what goes on in their communities and their neighborhoods. They may not be able to prevent some things, but they can certainly report it. I understand about coming forward and testifying. It's always our first wish, but I understand why we invest so much in technology. Maybe we can capture camera footage, ring camera footage, the digital age. But those conversations at home, right? When things that happen at home in the community play out in school, or when things that happen in school then come back and play out in the community, it's got to be a good partnership between us and the schools. So no, Brenda, I think you're exactly right. I don't think it's a hard formula. I think it's just over time. Maybe some of those things are fragmented. Social media, it's the fast pace of life. We talk about poverty, inflation, people working more jobs and not as home as much with children, and children who act out because of things that they're going on, maybe in their environment or at home, whatever those things might be. I'm sure if there was a psychologist sitting beside me that's got many more degrees than I have, right, could break it down much better than me. But I think at the end of the day, through all those degrees and all those things, Brenda, I think we come right back to what you just said. It has to start at home. That's just a great point. And I know, man, I know life's hard. I know how old I am, over 50, right? And I thought growing up was hard. Being a teenager was hard. And now with social media, things that are said and photographs and pictures, and it can be just circulated. Bullying, drug use. I think challenges today are harder than ever. I think family is so important. I would also comment that faith is so important. But that's just a great point. Yeah. All right, let's go. Rhea, aren't you supposed to be in school? I hope you're at graduation. Don't get in trouble for skipping though. Make sure you get permission. Appreciate you helping out the Easter egg hunt on Saturday. So I got this call about there was this Easter egg hunt. It slipped my mind. A couple of our young adult police commissioners, our high school students that we work with, they're out there putting eggs together and putting them out for all these different age groups right at Riverview Farm Park, and for this Easter egg hunt. And they're like, Chief, we're up here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just leaving the grocery. But you know what? I ran home, threw the groceries in the refrigerator, and then went up. I wasn't in uniform. I went up in plain clothes, and we just got to interact and hang out a little bit. And I will tell you, it was a blast. Some people eating. Somebody got me a bag of popcorn. People eating cotton candy and hamburgers and hot dogs. It was just a good event. The people that put it on, it was a great event. I was glad we got to hang out for a little while Brock and Rhea, I appreciate the work that you did. I know Captain Funia came by for a while, and the time I got to spend up there, I really, really enjoyed it. So thanks for the call and the heads up. Thank you for what you do in the community. Thank you for what you do in the commissioners. I heard about your acceptance to the college you selected, so congratulations. You should be very proud. I know I'm proud of you guys and all that you all do, so thank you for that. Robin, 34 degrees in New Hampshire. Wow, is that a 3-4? Now you made me feel bad about complaining about the temperature here. Well, 34 degrees. Oh my gosh. But we're not that bad. We're not that bad, but it sure felt like a big drop. I hope you're finding ways to stay warm up there, Robin, but I appreciate you chiming in and being with us today. Faith. Hi, Chief. Faith, thank you so much. You know, I'll tell you, I woke up, I got up, I was here till about 3 in the morning. We had some incidents I had to respond to last night. I was tired. I didn't want to get out of bed. First thing I do, right, is I kind of look what happened in the city throughout the night. We have a watch commander but I bet I had 3 text messages from faith leaders and pastors with just prayers and blessings and encouragement. And I just kind of sat back and like, man, you know what? That for people who even took the time to think about blessing the city, the department, reaching out, just support, I'll tell you, that means so much. And it just kind of motivates you to do this job. So I appreciate that. So Faith, I just say that because we are blessed. Blessed to work in this city, to work with the men and women, sworn and civilian both, who do this job, our officers, our civilian side, here in public relations, dispatchers. I got Matt here working with me today, making sure I don't mess anything up. Is Kelly with me tonight, Matt, or are you back with me? Kelly's back with me tonight, so I am blessed and I am very, very thankful. Do we make mistakes? Every day. Every day. We continue to strive to do better. Look, I'm going to say it. Matt's going to make a face at me when I say it. But in law enforcement, and Newport News is no different. We should be better today than we were yesterday. But we have to be better tomorrow than we are today. We learn each day as we go forward. I am thankful for the men and women who have a heart of service, who want to do this job, who put this uniform on, they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, go to court on their days off, get called in on their days off to help with the marathon that runs through our city, that does so much for our community, that stays late, that comes in and attends events where we want to interact with our youth, or when there's community things going on that we're attending, that we're providing security for different entities that hire off-duty officers or secondary employment. And I told the recruits, those that are graduating, right, the best part of this job is you get to help people and make a difference in somebody's life every single day. Every recruit class, so this is a secret, don't tell anybody. Every recruit class, I ask them for one favor. I ask them for the next 25 years, right? That's how long they should be working here, 25 years, get a retirement. For the next 25 years, to please have a positive interaction with a youth every single day. I don't care if it's 30 seconds, 5 minutes, an hour, 20 minutes, whatever it might be. Well, how do you do that, Chief? You know, you stop by and just talk to a young person, tell them hello. Stop by an elementary school and have lunch in the cafeteria. Attend a high school football game, cheer them on. Baseball, basketball, volleyball. Go to kids at elementary school and read a book. When you see kids playing in the playground or outside walking on the street, pull a police car and just say hello. You know, what are you guys doing on this street corner? Hey, how was school today? Hey, it's good to see you. You guys be safe. Take care. Who's your favorite team, player, sport? What are you going to be when you grow up? Every day, one positive interaction. Every day you come to work for the next 25 years. And I promise them, if you do that, your career will be so enriched. You have the ability to make a difference in someone's life every single day. So Faith, thank you. Sonia, what is she? Oh, well, I'll take the second part. Hope all is well. Ms. Tucker, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you. Mary, what about the Sheriff Department handling the DARE program? So Mary, again, a lot of it comes back to staffing and the ability. Uh, there's a lot of departments that have cut back, cut back on things. There is more and more required of law enforcement. Um, Issues with mental illness, issues with homelessness is a big issue. Um, those aren't crimes, right? Those are just things we get called to. I've got to make sure we can respond. I do think there is a tremendous need. One of the things I would look at on the DARE program is maybe to hire a retired officer that wanted to come back and do like part-time in a school. We have talked a little bit about that. I think there's a possibility for that. We have 26 elementary schools or early learning in our city. That's a lot, but I do think the city would support that, maybe in partnership with schools on funding those positions. But think about officers who've been here 25, 30 years, retired from law enforcement, and just want to, hey, we'll come back and pay you part-time to work in the school. So that's I hope I didn't let that out of the bag too much, but it's something we've thought about and think about, because I think the earlier investment that's made, the better. That's a great point. James, hey Chief Drew, we got a place in Indiana. Thank you for the lunch on my birthday that day. Much respect. Oh wow, you know what? It's between me and you, my friend, and wow, that's amazing. Thank you for that. Thanks for sharing. See, it's things like that, those investments, that makes a world of difference. You can't teach that in an academy class or an instruction. That's just by caring about people. Man, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Lisa, thank you. She was 23. Yeah. Let's see, I've gone to Richmond to try to get bills, and it is a big fight. It is, and I would just encourage you, Lisa, to not quit. And like I said, maybe there's some things we can do together to, I get it. Bills passed would be great. I think personal investment has a big play in it too, though. If there's somewhere, a group that we can go talk to and share information with, talk to young people. I will tell you one of the things, at least I'm going to come back. I want to share with you one of the things we do at the recruit class. Go scroll down just a little bit, Matt. Hey, hi, Chief Drew. I'm reaching out to 13 News now. Hampton Police put out a press release about a suspect shooting in 2 Newport News detectives. Do you have any information or comments I just got to scroll up a minute, that can you share regarding the incident? So first of all, thank you. Yeah, I saw the press release this morning. I got to talk to Chief Wegman last night. We did have a situation started in our city, suspect in some violent acts. There was some interaction in Hampton. I don't want to go too far, but that individual did fire at the detectives. Police detective's vehicle was struck. We returned fire. Individual then fled. We certainly called Hampton then, and they took over the investigation. And that's the press release you're referring to. Investigation's ongoing. If you maybe heard me say, that's why I was here until about 3 in the morning. They will take the lead on the investigation. Myself, Chief Creswell, and others. We'll do their investigation first, and we'll do the administrative investigation here. But the criminal investigation, like any police shooting, discharge of weapon would be investigated. So that, like I said, I had a really good conversation with the chief last night in Hampton. Very, very gracious. They do great work there. Good relationship. But I did come here and sit down with the officers to make sure they were okay. Just to talk to them, go through that. I didn't do any interviewing, right? How do you feel? Are you okay? You have a good structure with you at home? Is there anything we can do for you? Both officers, I felt good with. That for me, one, I think that's the right thing to do. But two, in times past, it may have been, hey, look, something happened, or I go home, we'll see you tomorrow. Here, you're going to get some time off. We're going to see the department psychologist, make sure everybody's okay. I just think that's work and health life balance. But yeah, I don't want to go too much more into the case or what the individual, but it was an individual was looked at for some violent incidents and trying to put a case together, and then there were shots fired. Like I said, the police car was struck officers are fired at first, and then they return fire. And yeah, I don't want to hurt anything with the case and investigation there. But I think everything I share with you should be, I think, is in that press release. But much love to the Hampton Police Department for what they did. Their investigating team that came out, Chief, for talking with me last night. Very professional and very, very appreciative. James, I wrote Newport News Police on message and I let them know. Oh, you did? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Much respect to, did I miss it? Whoa, I missed all these? Oh, that's just a lot coming in. Keep going up. No. Man. Oh my gosh. I wrote Newport. All right, so I got that. It's going down. Much respect to Chief. I appreciate that, my friend. Get me choked up on here. Rob, the Newport News Police Department and your chief, thank you for all you do. My lunch is over. I'll try to catch you tonight. You're having your lunch break. Yeah, I hear you. Mine's going to follow this. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, friends in New Hampshire. Thank you so much. Perfect. Have a great day, my friend. Thank you. Excited for graduation this Friday. Hope you're doing well, Chief Drew. So I am. I'm blessed. I am so excited about graduation. It's just a good event. I encourage the community to come out. Like I said, hour and 15 minutes. Maybe a couple surprises in store. But yeah, to see family members, what officers go. It's a hard job. It's hard for individuals who are going to see things that I wish no one ever had to see. Whether it's domestic assault, sexual assault issues, shootings, homicides that take place in cities across our country. Men and women who respond to that, who run towards the danger. Not a lot of people willing to do that. And for those that do, in this profession, I'm humbled and honored to work with them. And their families know the sacrifice that they make. You can send okay, on Facebook. All right, we'll scroll down just a little. Oh wait, Miss Wood, is there a website where we submit? Is there a website where we submit questions?
Lisa responded to her.
Oh, there's a okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Newport News is truly blessed to have an. Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if everybody would agree with you. That's okay. All I can do is say this: every day, try to do better. Every day we make sure that our heart and our mind are focused and aligned in the right direction. We're here for the right reasons to try to help people. We make mistakes, we learn from them, and it is okay to say that we're sorry. It's okay to say, hey, we didn't get that right. We made a mistake. If you follow this department, you certainly have seen that we've done that over the last 5 years, almost 6 years now. But I think that's important. And yeah, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. And every mistake doesn't have to be a discipline, but we need to learn from it, right? Myself at the top of the list included. We're praying people should protection bill for thank God we haven't anyway in other parts of the country. Lisa, thank you. It means a lot. Have lunch with homeless. I truly appreciate it. Chief Drew did on my birthday. Yeah, you know what? It was two times. Two situations where I really enjoy lunch with individuals who are suffering from homelessness, right? Having lunch with them, hearing their story, talking to them. Good people. Just maybe dealing with some of life's hard issues. They're worth the investment. The other place to have a good lunch, it's challenging. Elementary school cafeteria. Don't go on pizza day. Just going to leave it at that. Don't go on pizza day. Myself, Chief Grinstead, Chief Hires, Chief Creswell, we don't go on pizza day, but lunch at elementary school is cool. I got met some good friends out there that I have lunch with, and truly best part of the day. Have a blessed day. Got to get back to work. Linda, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Annette, Chief, you made a difference. I appreciate it. Annette, thank you. That means a lot. Alexis, hello. Any news on my mom, Sherry Brown's case? It's been 5 months since she's been missing. Alexa, I will tell you, I still get briefed weekly on updates, anything that we have. I don't have any new information. I have not had, what's today, it's Wednesday? No, Tuesday. I have not met with the detectives. I meet them on Thursday to get any new updates. But my commitment is we're still looking, still following any leads that come through. And I know it's hard. You know what? I can't put myself in your shoes. I don't know that I should say that. I can only imagine, not knowing and unsure. So we're still committed, and Sherry's not forgotten. You know, it's not forgotten. Thank you for chiming in today. Thank you. Michaela, Miss Neal, my friend, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. You make, where we go. So part of the time when the messages come in, it jumps a little bit, so it just takes me a minute to catch up. And people sometimes like, Chief, you got your glasses on? So I do wear readers sometimes. But we're in a dark room, so it lights up, so it makes the screen really bright. So I got to kind of squint a little bit to decrease. That's going to be my story anyway, right? But Michaela, it's good to have you here. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate all you did with commissioners and all you do for the city. That means a lot. I appreciate you. It meant a lot. Wow, it did to me too. Believe me, I got as much out of that lunch as you did, my friend. Also lost my sister in April last. Wow, I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. But I will tell you, it sounds like you're on the right track, and I am sure she would be proud of you. When your next program? Help me. What program are we talking about? You talking about Academy or Young Adult Police Commissioner? Just not sure. It's Jeannie, not James. Jeannie, I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. Eva, my daughter attends a middle school here in Newport News. She had an idea of a career path until she met an officer with K-9 unit at the school. What was it? Credible information can you share to assist with enhancing her knowledge on this, or where she should look online? Eva, help me, like, more information on being a police officer, more information on K-9. What help me with what you mean. Credible information can you share on K-9 unit at the school? Yeah, or just like, yeah, just help me, Eva, a little bit about what you're looking for. Remember, no, Gene, I remember. Yeah, we said. I remember where we sat, and I remember what we had to eat. Oh, that's right. I remember exactly what we had to eat. And I think there was an issue about, can I get some extra fries? But we'll, it's okay. Richard, greetings from upstate New York. Keep up the great work, Richard. Thank you for being here, my friend, for chiming in. It means a lot. I appreciate that. It made me cry because more ever cared so much. You getting me teared up. Pizza at school in the 70s and 80s was way better. Lisa, now look, I don't know about that. I do remember pizza in the 70s, but my point is, when you go on pizza day and you interact with kids at the elementary school, especially kindergarten, first, second grade, a lot of people want to do high five, and a lot of kids, right? They want to come up and hug you or whatever. And I can tell you, I spend a lot of money at the cleaners after lunch at the elementary school in the cafeteria. So Matt, would you agree? You know what I'm talking about, Matt? Matt shaking his head. I'm just saying, pizza day, sauce. Yeah, I got the ties to prove it. Pizza better in the 70s and 80s. Oh my. Let's see. To my hometown from DC, appreciate all you Hampton Road Chiefs do, and especially those talks with Chief Drew. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for being here. Man, that means a lot. I appreciate that. Keith, I think it was Keith, wasn't it? Good afternoon, Chief. Hope you had a great birthday. Hope you're well. Thank you for getting the recruitment section to confirm they will be here in Ashland on May the 19th for our event. Yep, I hope to come up myself. Keith, thank you, and thanks for bringing up my birthday. It was last month, and what that means is I'm older. So thank you so much, my friend, for pointing that out to me again. But I hope you're doing well. No, it is a great event. It's great what you guys do in Ashland. Yeah, I know it's Whataburger, Jeannie. I remember. Can I get some extra fries? I remember. But Keith, I appreciate you, man, and what you guys do. And yeah, I'm going to do my best to get up there. Take care. More information on becoming, Eva, more information on becoming a canine officer and handler. I will tell you, Eva, if you would like, if you will send me a name and number, we do a couple things. We can certainly do a phone call, but I'm not opposed to having one of our canine officers come by and sit down and have some conversation with you and tell you a little bit about the program. They're some of the best trained officers. They really build a bond. We're getting ready to put we have a bloodhound that doesn't have a handler, and we just made some selections on that as we tried to rebuild our canine program. We had to shrink a little bit. A lot of our dogs were trained in cocaine, heroin, and marijuana, and then with marijuana being decriminalized, the dogs that were trained in that we couldn't use anymore. So it's kind of thrown a little bit of curveball. My goal is to build us back up to where we were, but it does take a little bit of time. But we do have a bloodhound, a younger bloodhound, and we just selected an officer that'll be going through training to work with that dog as well. So, yeah, if you send me a number, Matt, if she can direct message us a number or something like that, yeah. Christy, looks like I'm moving back to Newport News soon. Thank you and all your officers for keeping the city safe. Well, I will be glad to have you back in our city. You got to text me or message us or Facebook us and let us know when you're back. But I look forward to that. I hope it's a good thing for you too to come back. But yeah, get back here. That's what I'm talking about. I see you laughing. Come to Indiana. It would be awesome. Indiana. Well, I would tell you, I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and is it Richmond, Indiana? I think was kind of close to the border. Man, I'm going back a lot of years, but I'll see what we can do. And Eva, thank you. I appreciate that. Lisa, let's not talk about marijuana. It's overtaking the city. I smell the stench everywhere. Yeah, Lisa, people have different opinions. I get it. I totally understand. Yep, medical use, recreational use, different opinions. I get complaints from people who live in apartment complexes who smell it coming through the ventilation system. I do smell it on the street. People have different opinions. I get it, and you're probably right. It's probably best not to even have that conversation. So, but I understand. Are we all caught up, Matt? Are we at 12:52? We're all caught up. I didn't miss anybody. Keith, we got 46 different agencies, departments so far this year, federal, state, and local from all over Virginia. So anyone looking for a career in law enforcement should come join us. We couldn't do it without great partners, friends like you. Keith, I appreciate that, man. So what he's talking about is a recruitment day out for law enforcement. Several departments across the state. You can go by and see what each department offers. Everybody's a little bit different, and you know what fits you. So it is great. I look forward to coming up and seeing you guys and saying hello, my friend. I appreciate that. That would be awesome, Chief Drew. The day my depression was at the highest, and when it showed up, it helped. I wanted to cry. Well, I will tell you, hanging out with you meant as much to me, probably more than it meant to you. I think sometimes I remember seeing you and driving on Jefferson Avenue and said, you know what? Let me just stop and have a conversation and a meal. And yeah, it was good. And God has blessed you. Lucas, thank you for that. Thank you for the time you shared with me. Lucas, first and second, I passed a crash on J. Clyde where one of your marked units was rear-ended at another crash scene. The officer was clearly hurt. I recognized him. Always has a car stopped. Car is okay. I haven't seen him since. Lucas, I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, certainly have our share of accidents, ones that we create and ones that we're hit in, as much driving as we do, and so I appreciate that. Is doing okay, but I will certainly pass on your comments, my friend. I appreciate that. Am I good? So we got 12:54. So I'm going to start to wrap up here a little bit. I want to thank everybody for being on board today. We talked about our graduation. Let me just kind of wrap things up quick fire about some things in the department. You know, we had our marathon. We had an Allen Iverson event where we named the street after local celebrity here, star in basketball and things that he does to give back to the community here in the Hampton Roads area. We getting ready to have a meeting or getting ready to have a cycling event here in April. I'm excited about that. April or May? I think it's April. We have another class that will graduate at the end of June, 1st of July. Violent crime in our city is down about 13%. Total crime altogether is right around the same thing, about 12.5%. We had about a 62% reduction in homicides. But remember, every one of those numbers is a person, is a body. It's an individual. It's a neighborhood, a community. It affects detectives, officers, myself. Holiday season coming up as we celebrate Easter. There's some events I think this weekend. I have to share one with you. There's a three-legged race. Three-legged race. Now, I will be defending my title. Myself and a young athletic youth were partners last year. And three-legged race, right? So there's a strap that you tie one leg to another, and so, right? There was some controversy. Our strap broke in the middle of the race. I then selected, right? We adapt, overcome. What can we do? We just stop and watch other people pass us by. I selected to hoist that young child, cheering me on over my shoulder, and continue the race. I think that that's well within the legal requirements. I am still the self-proclaimed champion. I'll be defending that title, I believe, this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. There's nothing like seeing kids out hunting Easter eggs, opening them up, and candy inside. It's like organized chaos, right? But as the holiday season, look, we're just a few months away from school being out and getting into our summer. I can't believe we're almost at the end of March already. Take this short opportunity to thank the men and women who do this job. It's hard, it's challenging. Long days, things that they see, time away from their families, life on the line, running toward danger. Men and women in uniform, sworn in civilian, our dispatchers, forensic technicians. I see the things that you do in the community, the investment you make in newer officers, the investment you make in our young people and time that you teach them. All that stuff pays off and it matters. I think it sets us apart. It certainly highlights this department. I'm very, very thankful. We have a great relationship with our mayor, our city council, our city manager. All of them ask hard questions, as they should, but it is great. It's not like that everywhere. We have a great working relationship. I'm very, very thankful to work in this city with the men and women who do this job. It just means a lot. It's not easy. It's not easy. So I think we're going to just scroll back up just for a minute here. Tell Grinstead, his favorite former Denby High School student, said hello. I saw Mike this morning. We were talking to recruits. I will tell him, your birthday's coming up. Jeannie, happy birthday. I would sing to you, but it would probably lock the internet up. They'd probably ban me tomorrow. But happy birthday to you. Stacy, any updates on the double homicide at 7-Eleven over a year ago? My cousin, Logan, was one killed. Stacy, I'll tell you this. There's nothing I can say on this screen today, but stay tuned. Please don't ask me any more than that. Detectives have done an amazing job on that case. Just stay tuned. So it's 12:58. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll be back here again. Now remember, I'm supposed to do it 6 to 7. We're going to do 5:30 to 6:30. And Stacy, please know I'm not trying to dodge that. I'm not going to say anything that hurts the case. I can't do that on here. Are there any updates? Yes. Yes. Stay tuned. I have not forgot about that homicide, and I've not forgot about what family members said to me that night. But I got to wait till the right time to share that. Okay. Yeah, crack you up. So again, thank you for joining me today. Thanks for tuning in. Some really good questions right off the bat. We talked about fentanyl. We talked about how we're doing with achieving the goal the mayor would like us to hit, and gun violence, primarily in homicides. Talked about focusing on Stacy, you're welcome. I know. Talked about some cases. Talked about the incident that happened in Hampton last night, early into this morning. So it was a long night, not a lot of sleep today, so I apologize if I look a little tired today. But it's good to be with you all. This is a good event, and I look forward to talking with you again this evening. Please be safe. Look out for one another. We'll do this again at 5:30. Thank you all for joining. Great questions, great interaction. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.